you go. How's it going up here?
Going well up here. We are doing
you go.
Look,
There you go. Carl's Wine Club members, Canadian wine lovers, welcome. This is a twist. This is a twist of our Wednesday wine happy hour. How do we call it?
Tasting Tuesday.
Tasting Tuesday. Ba-boom. Welcome, everyone. Tasting Tuesdays tonight. We are featuring SpearHead Winery out of East Kelowna. So, to all of our members, to all of our Canadian wine lovers across the country, welcome. Happy Tuesdays. Hope everyone is doing very well. 4 o'clock in Victoria, in BC, in the Okanagan, Fraser Valley, everywhere on the Pacific time zone. Welcome. 4 o'clock for you guys. Here is 5 o'clock Mountain Time. We are here in Calgary, coming back from a very windy, awful day yesterday, with shiny sun today. To all of our friends in Saskatchewan, we saw some pretty cool, pretty crazy pictures of people shoveling in Regina and Saskatoon, a crazy amount of snow. So all of you guys there, I hope everyone is holding on. A good glass of red wine to warm you up will be good. So here you go. In Eastern time zone, all of our friends in Ontario and Quebec, 7 o'clock right there. Hope everyone had a good dinner. If you are on right now, you have something in your glass, let us know what you have, because Mira has something pretty special in her glass. Mira, what do you got?
Sorry, I went on mute. I have something that smells like ripe pears.
That's what Mira has in her glass. There is what Carl's going to have in his glass. So, what it is, Mira, what it is it a Riesling? Is it a Chardonnay? Is it a Pinot Gris?
It's a white Pinot Noir.
What do you mean? What do you mean it's a Pinot? What do you mean there? There's no color in there. It's white.
It's super rare, I found. Someone the other day in the VIP group was talking about a white Merlot, and I had no idea such thing even existed. But I guess if you don't, how does it work, Carl? If you don't include the skins when you're crushing the grapes,
yep, exactly,
then you get a white red wine.
Well, that's the thing, right? So all of the collars in every single grapes that you got, everyone has collars. The collar you get, it's from the skins. If you peel off the skin on every single wine, you're going to get white wine because the berry inside the juice is white, unless you have Léon Milo, or there's a few very rare grapes that the berry inside as color, but usually 95% of the grapes has white berry inside if you peel off the grapes, the skin. So I'm going to get back to the winemaking process and the whole thing in a few minutes here, because I want to keep saying hi to all of our people, but because we haven't said hi to anyone in New Brunswick, in Newfoundland, PEI, that every week, sometime we all go around the country, but I tend to forget our friends in the Maritimes. And, when you get a day like today, like people from Newfoundland, people from New Brunswick, PEI, people put orders, we're like, oh my God, why am I always skipping these great people? So anyhow, hi, everyone in the Maritimes. You guys, we want to tell you that we appreciate you and we're happy to have you here. So welcome everyone. Un petit peu en français, je voulais juste dire un beau bonjour à nos amis de la belle province de Québec, aussi du Nouveau-Brunswick. En français, un beau bonjour à tout le monde, nos amis de Chicoutimi, Saguenay, Jonquière, nos amis de Magog, Sherbrooke, la belle région des cantons de l'Est dans son entier, les gens de Victoriaville, les gens de Montréal, la belle ville de Québec, ensuite la rive sud, tout le monde, un beau bonjour. J'espère que tout se passe bien dans votre coin, que les restrictions sont en train de tomber un petit peu, que vous commencez à reprendre un cours de vie un petit peu plus normal. Donc, je voulais vous dire un beau bonjour à tout le monde en français. On va essayer d'en faire un petit peu plus en français avec vous. On vous a laissé tomber un petit peu les dernières semaines pour faire beaucoup d'anglais, mais je suis de retour. Donc, everyone, how's everyone doing? Hope everyone is doing well because we are just coming back from the Okanagan. Mira and I and the Boucher crew spent a couple of weeks out there terrorizing BC people. No. We've been visiting, socially distancing, barbecuing with friends and wineries and building relationship, meeting new people, talking to new people, meeting some amazing people. Well, even like Mira came and doing some blending. It's pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
I want to show this because I don't know if many people get to do blending at a winery. It's kind of special thing. So this was what we did. We had like numbers. Each of those little bottles are from a different barrel, right? The same varietal, but they're from different barrels. So we were tasting all the different barrels. It's crazy how different the same wine from the same vineyard is, you know, just in the different barrels. So then we kept doing that. I think, how many did you, I only went to one barrel session, but how many did you
well, I did myself 4 different barrels, 4 different varietal in 2 different sessions. The first session was pretty intense, where we did the white. There was some Roussanne. There was a bit of Chardonnay involved. There was a bit of Rieslings involved. So that was super cool. We did the whole Méritage. Meritage for people before someone called me up again on it. So the Meritage just blending session was cool. We also did the Cab and the Syrah. So there was 4 whole varietal. We did it with Tender Hope with our friend Heffy. So really, really cool. The total, I think we probably tasted maybe 80 different barrels. 80 to 100 on the whole total thing. So yeah, lots of fun, lots and lots of fun. So yeah, back from, I have it here. Mira had a good idea. So Carl, maybe you should show that to our people. So look at what I got here. What is that, eh?
Yeah, can anyone guess what that is?
So here, I want to show, that's our people here on Instagram. Here. There you go. I'm waiting to get, I want to know, what is it? Okay.
There's a lag. There's a half-minute lag, so they won't be able to answer.
So we'll wait a little bit, but this is pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. I mean, we didn't burn it in here. This is a fire we did on the beach at Calgary in BC there, right down the road from Black Market Wine Company, actually. They have this beautiful beach. And so we did not burn it there. I'll give you a hint. It came from, where is it here? This vineyard. Okay, so you can kind of see behind us there what that might be.
A vine. There you go. Thank you, Mike.
Yannick and Mike have got it right.
Hey, Mike, but now, yes, someone said it even better. Sorry, a very old grapevine. Yes, a very old one. So I'll get back to you here. Okay, now I know it's pretty much impossible. Well, so this is which grape varietal would it be?
Yeah, Vicky's saying it looks like a petrified vine stock. Yeah, almost. I mean, it's old. How old would you say that vine was?
That's a 30-year-old vine from Cabernet Sauvignon. So,
wow.
Yeah, a 30-year-old vine from Cabernet Sauvignon. This is from the Hog Vineyard at the BC Wine. No, my good guess, but it's Cab Sauv. So yeah, it's from the BC Wine Studio, from the Hog Vineyard. They have a very old plant. It's in Okanagan Falls, actually, right across the lake from Calgary, where we stayed. So it was awesome. And this poor old guy had a big crack, so that's why Valérie, she's the winemaker, but also a viticulturist. She's been like 25 years in the Okanagan, doing pretty much all of the vineyard work for a long time ago, from Esther Creek, from Burrowing Owl, from all of that, like she's very well known there. And anyway, her and her husband Stephen Carter started the BC Wine Studio years ago. But tell me, Mira, what do you think of the estate, the Hog Vineyard at the BC Wine Studio? How spectacular this place is, right?
It's a special little ecosystem unto itself. It's in a big kind of valley, right? So you drive down this, almost drive down this cliff and get down into there, and yeah, it's amazing. Ton of work, I think, for what the the owners have to do there. And it wasn't at that vineyard, but at another vineyard. One of the winemakers was telling us that for 2-3 weeks in the summer, because they farm organically, they actually go out every night, hours every night, squishing bugs. Yeah. Right? So there's some bugs that are not good for the vines, and there's a crew of them, and that's all they do for hours, for weeks. I just can't imagine that. So a lot of love goes into these vineyards.
Yeah, that's pretty cool to see the business. Like for the people like you, we didn't have a clue about the vineyard work, right? Like we're used to see the juice in the glass, and when we go traveling like that, to go see the vineyard on its own, to go see the work that it has to be put in the vineyard, from pruning all the way to cutting all the cane. You see how many of these canes were down in the vineyard, right? So all the work, but the beauty, the absolute beauty, like how beautiful these locations are. It's really special. So we had the chance to do some blending a little bit also at the BC Wine Studio. We had the chance to meet with Mark Simpson. Mark is a very interesting guy, former brewmaster in the beer business, and decided to turn around and I loved it. The why that he turned from brewmaster all the way to a winemaker. He said, because I wanted to spend more time outside. He's just like, I love this his passion for the vineyard, and the Siren's Call is brand really top-notch wine. We tasted the Siren Call Sauvignon Blanc Sémillon. Oh, there you go. Yeah, there you go. This is the Viognier tank sample, but we also had the Sémillon Sauvignon, where this wine was absolutely off the chart. So, this is our full lunch, eh? Yeah, out of Killeen. So, yeah.
And Mike has a great question. He says, what are your plans for the vine? And we still don't know. So we need ideas. I don't know if we can make a big shadow box and like put it in there as a decoration or something.
Yeah, I started to talk about that, and I just switched to something else. But yeah, so Valérie had to cut it down because there was a crack on the trunk. So pretty cool. So she said that because it was starting to get too old, so she cut it off so to let a couple more canes coming up from this very specific place. And we're 30 years old. This is very impressive to watch these big little these big little trees, actually. Super cool. So this one is from the BC Wine Studio. I'm not really sure about what we're gonna do about that. What we're going to do with it, but I'm sure Mira at some point is going to have a very cool idea in our new house when we move down to BC in a couple months. So yeah. So let me get before we start tasting wine and starting to talk about SpearHead, because we also had a really good time at SpearHead to see the estate, to see their vineyard out there, and how beautiful it is on the southeast Kelowna. So we're gonna get to that in a few minutes, but first I would like to go through the chat box here. So Mike is sipping the 2014 Summerhill Merlot. I have someone here with the 2015 Vanessa Syrah. Oh, that is a good wine. I like that.
I think that's Yannick.
Yannick, eh?
Yep.
That's good. Yeah, so lots of comments about the vines, labor intensive, all of that. So yeah, that is pretty cool. Jean-Denis drinking Syrah. JD, which Syrah are you drinking, and from which producer?
Might not be Canadian, but that's okay.
Yeah, no, that's okay. That's okay. It's just only you and me who have no. Hey, do you remember which wine was it that we tasted with Rob at Black Market? The wine is from Serbia.
Yes, a Serbian wine. It was varietal that I've never had before. I don't know what was it.
I did not take a picture of the bottle, but anyhow, it was pretty cool. It was a Serbia. Was it Serbia or Croatia?
Yeah, I think it was one of them. Yeah.
Anyhow, so it was pretty cool. Very interesting, actually. It was like, to me, it was a little bit like Chianti style. So yeah. Anyhow,
I wanted to, since we're on this topic of pairing. So look at this. These are some of the good ones we've had this last week. I would love you guys to share yours, but we had this Syrah with beef steaks.
Yeah, this is the barrel reserve Syrah from Tenderhope. So this was made for a special project for I think for a Chinese investor that Effie made that bottling especially for them. But yeah, this bottle, there was a really, really, really good Syrah. This is a like high all the way up in the 90, 92, 93 points. I don't know. Really, really big, bold Syrah. What else do you have in here?
There was this amazing morel mushroom pasta salad with Black Hills, because the night after a tasting last week, we had this, and so it went really well with the morel mushrooms, didn't you think?
Yes, absolutely. So there was a 17 Syrah and the 17 ipso facto, the 18 Syrah and the 18 ipso facto. It was yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then of course we had our faux dumpling spring rolls
on a Friday afternoon
with the tank sample. So it was pretty fun to be one of the first to try that wine.
Yeah, 2020 Viognier Wild East fermented. Yeah, it was pretty cool wine, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So I'm excited to get into SpearHead. When we got home from our trip, this is what we found at the door. And so we forget that every day here we get 2 or 3 boxes of wine, and we were gone for 5 days, so you know it added up. So a little later we might do some unboxing, hey?
Well, I have like a bunch of boxes downstairs. Do you have a few boxes upstairs?
Oh yeah, tons.
Oh, okay. So what we're gonna do, Mira? Let's do that. Let me chat about SpearHead for 15-20 minutes. And because that's just so good. Wow.
Yeah, let's get to that one. Okay.
Let me do a little bit of SpearHead, and we'll do some unboxing after. So
first of all, the winery. Yeah, tell us about the winery, because guy,
you did.
This guy thought it was pretty cool. That's at SpearHead there. You see that? We have kind of a big. What do they call that? The saddle block vineyard.
The saddle block, the saddle block is one of the is the part of it of their home vineyard. That is pretty cool. Well, Mira, because you're the king researchist in the whole Canadian wine world, and I know that you listened to the story that Jennifer told us about a few investors together was wondering how much they have to put each other to start a winery in 2008. I guess, right? You remember that story?
I do. So they bought the land in 2007, 2008. It was an apple orchard on Spears Road in Kelowna. And it was a group of friends. Like the original instigator was a photographer, actually. And he got about 10 friends together, and he said, am I echoing, Carl? You guys hear me echo?
Nope. You're perfect. Like usual, perfect.
Mike says I'm more the queen than the king. Thank you. So a group of friends got together, and instigator was the photographer, right? And I think in the end, 3 of them decided to go in on a winery together. And originally, the idea was, let's do this, and it's mainly for our personal consumption, right? Yeah, Mike's getting a bit of echo. Sorry. Not sure how to get rid of that, but let's hope it goes away in a second. You should keep talking, Carl. But yeah, it's basically that group of friends got together. They all bought this 12 acres, I think, or so.
Yeah.
Vineyard, yeah. It was meant to be originally just for personal consumption, and then the wines were quite good. They started to sell them. They started to increase production. They acquired grapes from other vineyards and that sort of thing. And it's still owned by a couple of the original owners. Yeah, probably bandwidth. Sorry, my God. Jeez, too many kids watching shows right now or something. Yeah, so still owned by a couple of the original owners. The main owners are a couple from Vancouver that I think they're lawyers. Hey, Carl?
Yeah, it's yeah, I know there's a tie with the legal system somehow.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's a pretty cool story, and I knew from the get-go the whole thing was all about to be a Pinot Noir focus, and so what we have this week in some things really cool that. So we have one white Pinot Noir like that we rarely see anywhere. So a white Pinot Noir, the brand new, the pre-release 2020 Pinot Noir Rosé. We have one single block Pinot Noir. We have one single vineyard Pinot Noir, and I will get back in a few minutes about what's the difference between single block and single vineyard. We have a super cool, really good Riesling and a Clone 95 Chardonnay that is absolutely fantastic as well. So we got 4 type of Pinots. We got a Chardonnay and a Riesling. So to me, it's just such a beautiful way of showcasing the versatility of Pinot Noir. That versatility, or also should I say the maybe like more of a diversity of what you can do with Pinot Noir. So yeah, let's start with the first one with the white Pinot Noir, because I think it's really unique in the style, very unique in the winemaking process, and not a whole lot of people do that kind of thing. And funny enough, I think like it was like maybe a month and a half ago, someone, and I can't recall who, but one of our members posted on our Facebook page, is there anyone who ever heard about a white Merlot, or is there's any no, someone asked me if I ever seen a white Syrah. That was exactly the question. And I got baffled. Like, to be honest, I was like, nope, I've never heard about it. And I went on talking about some white Merlot, some white Pinots. These were the kind of red grape that I've seen produced and fermented and wine make in a white style grape, so wine. So anyhow, so the conversation on our Facebook page went on and on about all of these producers in the Okanagan and Niagara, who produce what in the a white wine style with red grapes. And when I started to talk with SpearHead, well, Jennifer, she's the marketing coordinator there, like offered me, she's like, hey, guess what? We have a little bit of a white Pinot Noir available. It's going to be the last vintage. We're not sure if we're going to make more again, because last year, this is 2019 that we have to offer here. And in 2020, unfortunately, there was a big hailstorm I think it was early May, and they lost a lot of their production, and there was not enough grapes to go, because most of the grapes from that white Pinot Noir come from the saddle block, and that the loss was substantial. They didn't have enough grape to produce the white Pinot grape in the 2020. And now because the demand for the single block saddle block Pinot Noir is so high that they're not sure if they're going to go back and produce that white Pinot. So anyhow, the thing that we know, there's around 10 cases left at the winery, and that's it for the foreseeable future. So it's pretty cool that we have that here in our offer. So how do you make a white wine out of a red grape? So this is a legit question. This is like for people who haven't made any winemaking course or didn't take any W set or any sommelier course, but you might just scratch your head and say, how the heck do you do that? And I have a very good question from Mike here. Say, how does the lack of skin contact affect the Pinot Noir flavor profile? And Mike, I am so surprised and so impressed to see the richness and how I would say the concentration of flavor in there is just really unique and super special. And Mira mentioned it right from the get-go when I pour her a glass earlier today. She's like, oh my God, it's like right pear just jumping out of the glass.
But you know what, Carl? I just tasted it, and it's something that's so different than any other white wine I've tried. It's spicy at the end.
It is. It's
a little bit like like a red, but
well, and I get a little bit of a Viognier in the style of spice in the back end. That sometimes some Viognier might have a bit of white pepper at the end, and I get that as well. Absolutely. So it's more like pear, because the rosé is mainly both on the orange, blood orange, nectarine, peach. This is literally pear, green apple. I can see like after the big opening in pear, there's the boatload of green apple coming out. And the texture, it's really velvety, nice buttery flavor. There's also a great deal of minerality as well, because it's kind of a rocky soil up there in the saddle block. So there's a really nice minerality can get out of this very specific vineyard. So really interesting. That's funny because since you mentioned the ripe pear, Mira, that's the only thing who comes out of the nose. Like to me, like I can't get anything else. Like the pear is so predominant. Yeah, it's really, really cool.
So cheers, yeah. Is anyone drinking a white wine tonight? Is it all reds? Yes, it's all reds. We still call this a white wine though, right? It's just made with...
Oh yeah, it is. And there's not only there's spice, there's even a little bit of grip. Like even of like an unofficial or unofficial tannin in there. Like I don't know how to good point, Mike. Yes, there's some barrel aging in there. Absolutely. So I get all of that texture, all of that. What is the residual? The residual of that is pretty low. It's 2.3. So this is bone dry, Vicky. Like if anyone thinks that there might be some sweetness in there, no. It's 2.3 gram per liter. So bone dry. It even gets my cheeks like because of the like there's a minerality in there. So there's a roundness, but there's also a good pull. So it makes it really, really impressive. Like I mentioned with my wine, pairing, my food pairing in there, sushi would be absolutely fantastic with that. Also anything like any chicken dish will be great. Anything spicy as well, right?
So we're having chicken cordon bleu tonight.
Yeah, the chicken cordon bleu that we're gonna have tonight, or the guess what? That turkey tenderloin wrapped in bacon. Because this is dry, right? Maybe we'll cut through the fat of the bacon. Will be really, really good with that as well. So there's many different things you can do with that white Pinot Noir, but also this is really fresh. The acidity is beautiful. So a warm afternoon, a warm Saturday afternoon, sitting on the patio, chill, really cold. This will be fantastic on its own. I can see that with any like chicken, a liver pate, duck rillette, that would be great. Or a spicy capicolo. This will be really good. So versatile, but it's interesting, it's intriguing, it's pear, it's spice, it's minerality, so it's beautiful. I have a lot of fun tasting that. So that's for the white Pinot Noir. Second on deck. So I'm gonna go through pretty much every wine that we have in that feature because I think every wine's worth talking about. This is a spectacular feature to like for me. So Mira, if we move on to probably the Pinot from a white Pinot to the Pinot Noir Rosé, I would say that Pinot Noir Rosé is not found anywhere. You will not find that on their website either because they are not ready to move on to 2020. They still have some 2019 left. So we're
It's
the only
place. It's on sale. The 2019. The 2019s, I think they're on sale. Yeah.
Yeah, but they try
not like you don't keep them for long. You kind of need to drink them within the year, right?
I would say within 2 years. It's always I kind of enjoy sometimes like with keeping one from the previous vintage, so you can compare from the two vintage. But yeah, rosé it's 1 to 2 years. Mostly it's made to be drank the year of. So this is a pre-release. This is a little gift for the Carl's Wine Club members to get a first shot at the. There's only 400 cases made of that. Super. This is rich. This is a rich Pinot Noir. They had it on the skin because you can see the color in here. It's a little. This 100% Pinot Noir. To me, if I look at the color, I will have more be tempted to say, "Oh, is it a Merlot Merlot rosé?" Because it doesn't look to me as a Pinot Noir rosé. Usually, my Pinot Noir rosé will be a little lighter in color, but they let the juice sit on the skin a little longer. And I would expect, like, I don't have that technical information from the winemaker on that, but guess what? It's a 24, maybe 36 hour, and I won't even be surprised to hear 48-hour skin contact on that. That's funny because I just see on my Instagram, SpearHead just popped in. So to everyone at SpearHead who are listening right now, we would like to say hi. I'm drinking here the white Pinot Noir, the 91-point wine scores. So that's what we're having. We've been talking about the feature pack that we do right now with you guys this week. So yeah, the 2020 Pinot Noir Rosé. I don't know if you recall, Mira, when we tasted it. We were at Calgary. What do we have for dinner with that Pinot Noir Rosé? It was spectacular.
Yes,
It was the
cannelloni,
chicken,
right?
Yeah, the chicken prosciutto cannelloni with the rosé sauce. Sprinkle of fresh Parmesan on top, grilled. It was a perfect pairing. So my whole point to all of that is this is a fuller, I would say more a medium body rosé with a beautiful bright acidity. And I would say there's a high level of acidity as well, who's counterbalance the 8.2 gram of residual, 8.5 gram of residual sugar. So even if they're 8.5 on the RS, this is not sweet. This is not sweet at all. There's a beautiful tartness in there as well to balance the whole thing. So acidity, nice skin contact, who brings a great body to the wine. Outstanding on the food and wine on the food pairing. And I was just picturing myself also with like some grilled shrimp maybe on the barbecue with a nice little cocktail sauce or something like that will be the perfect pairing. But this Pinot Noir will fly off the shelf. It's very well made. The winemaker is a great winemaker, very well known in the Okanagan. Guys who spend a lot of time in New Zealand, Australia, but have been with the winery for a great deal of time. So they have a wonderful team down there. So this Pinot Noir Rosé, to me, the flavor profiles are more on the tangerine, blood orange, tart red cherry with a little bit of rhubarb. So you have the fruit, but you also have some nice tartness to keep the acidity high. So yeah, awesome. That's a really, really good Pinot Noir. It's the first 2020 vintage that we are featuring this year. So we're really excited. So the first 2020 wines is from the SpearHead portfolio. So yeah. So we have the white
Good.
Pinot.
So you mentioned the winemaker. I should give him a shout out. This is Grant Stanley, highly respected, in the wine world. And I think he's been there quite a while too. How many years now? Let's see.
I'm not sure if he's there since the beginning, but I know he was really like he spent lots of time in New Zealand with some big name house out there. He spent some time in Australia, but he's a very
he's been in the Okanagan for almost 20 years making wines after New Zealand and establishing a name internationally. So I think he's quite dedicated. And I loved it. There was an interview with John Schreiner and him, and he told John Schreiner that he spends at least 80% of his time thinking about Pinot Noir. So
but that's good. I like
who's dedicated, right?
I really like the number 80% because when you look at the offer that we're doing today, like 4 out of the 6 labels are from Pinot Noir. And again, what I love, these are single block, these are a single vineyard, these are really unique project. It's not like just, okay, I get a big batch of Pinot Noir and I try to make the best Pinot Noir possible. No, it's beyond that. It's like the sense of perfection, the sense of bringing something new to the table, the sense of challenging yourself, of working with a single block. Because when you work with a single block, for God knows, like you have no room for, like there's no room for mistake there. There's nothing to say, well, okay, if I miss on the bricks, or if I miss on a couple rows on my block, well, guess what? I'm going to blend with something else and I'm going to make it happen. No. There's no room for mistakes. So the work in the vineyard is critical.
Talking about the blending, I mean, that's the luxury you have when you're blending from different vineyards or even the same vineyard, right? But just different blocks. But if it's all one block where the sun hits it the same way with the same, it's a lot more challenging, I can imagine.
Yeah,
and he's done a great job from what I can tell.
But it's also like that, like crazy mentality, saying, "Oh no, I can make it. I can do that because that's what I do. No one knows Pinot like I do, right?" So that's a little bit of what Grant Stanley.
Yeah, and I want to mention, if we can, Carl, real quick here. They do something really neat that I want to know from our members, if there's interest in this. They have something called the Club Consensus Series, and they've won a ton of big name awards with this Club Consensus Series, really small lots, and they have some way of getting the members involved in the blending. So there's a club consensus on which barrels go into those premium ones, right? So I'm really curious to find out how they do that. Hopefully when we have our tasting with Grant, he'll get into that a little more, but I thought that was really neat.
It is neat, and I know there's already something cooking in your head regarding that kind of aspect, because
thinking of this experience, which was so much fun. I have to show you guys this part too. Here, look at this. There you go. That's a wine tasting right from the barrel, from the tank. It's really special, you know. You get to really feel like you're a part of the whole process, and I think you might get better results, better wines if you have more people, you know, giving their input. Because otherwise, it's just a few people's palates, right? So,
well, you know what? Sometimes it's also like too many chiefs. Like there's too many people involved. There's too many chance of like getting sideways, because you need the expert to lead the way. You need the expert to lead these people to the right direction. And but I think on a small scale project, yes, it could be super cool. Really interesting to bring a bunch of people together and do that. And I know what's already cooking in your head, and I know the kind of conversation we're going to have very, very soon regarding that. In 2022 harvest, well, be careful. Someone in the Okanagan or in Niagara is going to get a phone call from Mira, say, Carl's Wine Club's coming to you guys, and we're going to make our wine with you. Yeah, I will be. I'm curious, and I'm sure some of our people here are dying to know, what's that white Pinot Noir rating on Mira's scale?
Oh, this is lovely. So
it is, isn't it?
But then I
It's
want to
you.
know your rating. So if you tell me yours, I'll tell you mine, kind of thing, right?
Oh yeah.
So
You
this
know
is
what?
easy. I mean, I'm really contrasting. Last night we had a Riesling, but it was a very strong Riesling, and it was very like it almost gave me like I drank a cup of it, a glass of it, and I was like, it's just too
It was dry.
acidic.
It was
It was
acidic.
too, yeah.
Extremely acidic.
With this, I get a ton of balance, you know. And the other thing that happened last night with that Riesling is I felt tipsy after a glass, which, you know, now that we're drinking more than I used to drink pre-pandemic, a glass of wine shouldn't really affect me. But with this, it's so enjoyable. It's a real sipper, and I'd easily do 2 glasses, maybe 3. Yeah, so getting up
Whoa.
close to a bottle there. If, you know, I had lots of snacks and lots of people to chat with and stuff. Yeah, no, I really like it. Let's call it
Okay.
3 glasses.
3 glasses.
Mhm.
Okay, so this is a half bottle. Get out of my way. I'm not sharing, kind of.
How many
Oh,
glasses are in a bottle?
5.
I should know this. Okay,
Yeah,
about five pours, like 5 decent pours, yeah?
there's
Okay.
5 ounce pour in a bottle.
Yeah. And see, my standard is that 2014 Spadefoot Toad Syrah from Summerhill. That was a definite full bottle to myself. Don't come near me kind of thing. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, this is past the half bottle mark, I think.
Yeah. No, it's interesting because when we're talking about balance here, I was doing my research before when we published our notes, and the wine score gave it a 91 point. And tasting this now for the second time, what I love with that wine, I'm just going to be a little bit more technical than you, if you don't mind, Mira. I will.
Counting on you for that one.
I really like the harmony on that wine because there's a great deal of acidity in there, like great deal. But again, that's a very good comparison, a very good comp that you mentioned about our Riesling yesterday. Is such a high deal of acidity, but a little lack of tropical fruit in there. There was just too much acidity, and it was just too austere. It was really, really austere, like pushing me away all the way through. Like it was almost like just pure lemon juice at some point. So
I said that it's almost like I'm having a very sour lemonade.
Yeah,
but this is
what
balanced,
I love here,
right?
the harmony and the balance in that wine, and I explain why. There's a great deal of acidity, beautiful acidity in there, but add to it the nose, the peach, not the peach, the pear, the ripe pear nose. So put me in the mood of the beautiful soft fruit. So before I taste it, I have that ripe pear gets from my nose. So my mind and my brain gets in that mood of ripe fruit. I taste it. Bright acidity comes up right from the get-go. There's something lighting up in my head saying like, wow, my mouth is watering. But now there's a beautiful texture. There's a creamy texture in that wine who brings some roundness. So the acidity just not like scratch me. The acidity just get everything rounded. And the finish with the spice and minerality, but also green apple, just make everything like beautiful. And it's a mouth-watering wine, definitely. So great for hot day. Great for food. Great to sip on, like there's a great story to talk about. So it's a very well made all around wines. And yeah, the 91 points, yes, it's a 91 plus to me, like leaning towards the 92 for Carl's, like more like the wine score is given 91. I definitely agree. It blows the 90 point door because to me the 90 point is the threshold, the door of a really good wine that I want to know more about, that I would like to purchase more, that I would like to dig deeper in it. So it blows that door wide open. Get to the 91 for sure, no brainer, and it's really scratching the surface to the 92 point. So yeah, well made. The nose bring to me like that ripe fruit, the pear, Yeah, it's really well made. I really, really enjoy that. So yeah, that's my a little bit my more sophisticated way of explaining my scale of rating. But I know that people prefer your way because according to the comments that we have on our website now, your way is the way to rate wines. Hey, I want to chat.
Right?
I would like to chat quickly about the Chardonnay because I really really enjoyed the Chardonnay. If I'm not mistaken, I gave it a 92 points. I was close to the 93 because it's rich Chardonnay. Like definitely gets me through the Russian River Valley, Sonoma County, maybe even a little bit more Carneros where it's warm. So there's a warm palate in there. Super full body, but super full body. Yes, in a sense that there's a bright acidity. There's a great length. A white flower. We have some good tropical fruit in the mid palate as well. So it's a very well made Chardonnay. What I like about that Chardonnay, it can be easily, if you take SpearHead off the bottle and you put California on it, with the quality of the juice in there, you can charge easily $50 for that Chardonnay. Easily. That's the big structure. There's a beautiful complexity, really complex. For people who are not used to my conversation, I'm passionate about Chardonnay. I love Chardonnay from all over the world. I like to compare Chardonnay from Burgundy to Napa Valley, all the way to across the mountain in Sonoma. Russian River Valley is one of my favorite Chardonnay region in the world. I love Argentinian Chardonnay. But anyway, now tasting Chardonnay from the whole spectrum of Canadian wines, I really like Niagara-on-the-Lake, the 4 Miles Creek. This Chardonnay is very, very, very well made. I like there's that typical Kelowna acidity. Kelowna gives me a really bright acidity often in their Riesling, in their Chardonnay. I get that from there. But the Clone 95 is a California clone, and I get that part as well when you taste the wine. There's a richness in there without the overusing the barrel. I think there will be probably a 40% barrel in there, but that's not the fact. It doesn't feel over oaky. It barely doesn't feel not over oaky for sure. There's a oak substance in there in the texture, but there's a nice richness. So thumbs up for that Chardonnay. I give it a 92 points. Absolutely. I was like right on the dot with John Schreiner on this one. Totally agree with him. So yeah, well made. This is a Chardonnay that I'm gonna not push in the sense that it's a Chardonnay when people will ask me, hey, what's one of your favorite Chardonnay? The $30 Chardonnay, this guy is a winner, that's for sure.
Awesome.
We have another pre-release, right, that we're offering this week, Mira?
Yes. Is it the, let's see here, is
Saddle
it?
Block. The Saddle Block is yeah. So because now we're getting short on time, and I would like to talk about the two Pinots. So we have single block versus single vineyard. So the Saddle Block is from their home vineyard in the Southeast Kelowna. The Spear Road, if you know the area a little bit, there's a beautiful. Do you remember how many acres the I think it's 10 acres. I
think it's the home vineyards. I think 12. Yeah, 12 or
12 acres. Anyway, so this is from the home vineyard, right behind the tasting room. And there's a little hill behind it, and like there's a saddle shape. Literally, when you look at it, you're like, oh, okay. Being from Calgary, we almost look at the Saddle Dome when we look at that piece of land. And yeah, exactly. So there's that shape of a saddle. So this is the Saddle Block. 100% of the grapes are coming from that specific block. And yeah, so that's a single block type of grape versus the Golden Retreat Pinot Noir, who is from a source of grape in Summerland. They have a long-term relationship with one of the farmer in Summerland from the Golden Retreat Vineyard. So the 100% of the grape comes from not only one little block, though, it's come from this single vineyard. And I think the Golden Retreat vineyard is something like 4 to 5 acres. But 100% of their grape comes from Summerland. So we got 2 Pinots here. Both are 100 Pinots. That's the Golden Retreat that you guys see here on the screen. There was a 93 points. I think this one was by Rice Spender. Yeah, Spender from Wine Plus. He's very well involved in a lot of tasting in the Okanagan. Reese Spender has been associated with the BC Wine Institute for a long time as a taster there. Very well-respected guy, well-respected taster. So 93-point Reese Spender. This one to me is a little bit more full body, a little bit more fruit forward, a little bit more modern. When you go back to the saddle block, to me, it's the crossroad between the old world and the new world. I feel that earthiness that I get sometimes from some the Bone, Côte de Beaune in France, or the Côte de Nuit. So that's that old world perspective in that SpearHead, but also brings some ripe fruit and some spice in the back end. So there's a very good mix of new world, old world perspective in the saddle block. So this one is a 92 points, Carl Boucher, Carl's Wine Club, and 93 points from Reese Spender for the Golden Retreat. Two very different Pinot Noir. I would say a little bit more texture, a little bit more richness in the Golden Retreat, but in the 2019 saddle block, there's a little bit more finesse, more complexity. There's that earthiness turning into ripe fruit, turning into spice. So that there's nice progression of 3 to 4 different steps. And yeah, still very young. And I'm suggesting to this one to sit it in lay it down for a couple years before cracking a bottle. It's a baby pre-release. This is not available anywhere yet. This is just for Carl's Wine Club. They're still on their 2018 vintage on their website. So yeah, a little treat here with the saddle block. So 2 different. So like the whole thing here with SpearHead, what's really good, it's like to showcase the diversity and the versatility of the Pinot Noir grape. We have a white Pinot, a rosé Pinot, single block Pinot, single vineyard Pinot, and everywhere you get some great Pinot, you always get some good Chardonnay. And we have a terrific Chardonnay. Throw into that a cutthroat, beautiful acidity with this Riesling, a great aromatic Riesling, because their winemaker is really love working with Riesling. So yeah, there is our great 6-bottle feature from SpearHead Winery from the Southeast Okanagan. And if people want to know more, like couple different names in the area where they're located. So SpearHead, you have Tantalus, you have Summerhill, obviously, but Summerhill is a little bit more on the northeast side than the southeast. There's that new place also, it's called Priest Creek. These are your new wineries right around the corner as well. But a really nice area on the east side of Kelowna. Yeah.
Yeah, Mike's asking, it wasn't the SpearHead Riesling, and I'm glad you asked that, Mark, because I was thinking that. God, I hope people don't think that. Absolutely not. It was not the that one. It was a different winery that we actually won't be featuring in the club. So yeah, you don't have to worry about that. We, I would say there's many great wineries that we're getting, like. Right over here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boxes. How many boxes do you have downstairs that we haven't even cracked open?
Hey, how about we do a little bit of unveiling? You want to do that?
We should, but I was going to tell Mike, like, one of the things we do is we're tasting them, more and more in advance, months before we would feature them in the club. And so the nice thing is we have the luxury so that we can we can say, hey, this one we will, this one we won't, right? So
Well,
yeah.
and also, hey, that's a great point, Mira. And let me bring that to you right away, okay? Because sometimes people call me or people will comment on Facebook, Carl, it feels like you always rate really high all the wine you're tasting. No, that's not true. We taste so many wines that the one that we feature, the one that we're talking and promoting on our social media, that's the cream of the crop. That's the one that we're selecting because we have the luxury to taste so many wines. So no, I'm not rating always all the wine that I taste 90 plus points. We talk about in our social media almost only the one that we rate 90 point plus. That's the biggest difference. I don't throw points all over the place for mediocre wines. That's not what we're doing because we're tasting so many wines. We have the luxury to taste so many wine that the one that we're talking about are the one that they're highly rated to our opinion. So I want to be precise. I want to rectify, and I got that point once in a while, and I don't get mad at it because it's fair for people to say, well, Carl, every time I read about what you're saying, it's always 91, 92. But yeah, because what we're featuring, what we're talking about also, we don't want to be on social media and starting to crush winery.
No, some of you guys might have been live when that happened a couple times, and I remember thinking, "Oh my God!"
I didn't feel good about that.
So yeah. Oh, that's good, Clay. It's good to hear. I never had a mediocre wine in our offer, so appreciate that. That's great. We try our best.
By the way, I wanted to we had a really good dinner, really good time with Clay. Clay runs an awesome Facebook group. It's called Taste Buds, a place to share your tasting notes on. And if you're a Carl's Wine Club member, go subscribe to Clay's page. And if you like to just post tasting note, do it with Clay's. The Clay's group is absolutely
awesome. Group,
Yeah, no, absolutely. Just like our group. So, kid, take a look at it. And we had a really good time with Clay chatting business in Caledon. So nice to have you on, Clay. We're glad that we can chat wine together. Okay, Mira, what do you get up there?
Well, first I want to show, I already cut them open because I had a bit of time on mute earlier. So, spare you that. Oh, there it is. Clay's. Yeah, feel free to post the link there. BC Wine Review. Perfect. Thanks, Clay. And Mike also has a channel. Mike, feel free to post your channel in there. It's good stuff. But anyway, I don't know what this means. It says abbraccio. Is that a bear? I don't know.
This is the bear of Foreign Affair. That's the bear of Foreign Affair. So yeah, just like Mira was saying, like we came back from our 2 weeks in BC, and there was like 10 boxes of wine waiting for us. So we've decided to keep them all boxed up to share with you guys. So
it has this nice little thing here with cute tasting notes and.
Oh, by the way, Mira, just before we go, guys, we're going to talk about many different wineries here. I want to hear your opinion about these wineries. Okay? Your honest opinion, really honest opinion. If you had a bad experience with a bad wine, I want to hear everything because all of these are not necessarily going to be featured in the club. These are all samples for us to taste and make and fill the second half of the year for the Carl's Wine Club. So because we don't know everything about wine, we want your opinion. So let us know what you think. So here, Mira, you have Foreign Affair.
So I like this because it's cool. It has these little cards. Okay, so like this Petit Verdot, it says winemaking. It's 22% Appassimento, which is pretty cool. 100 days drying time, 18 months in French and American oak, and it tells you kind of the flavors you can expect, what the vintage was like. It says the vintage, ideal hot and dry growing season, fruit with rich flavors and good acidity, a harvest blessed by the wine gods. I like that.
Okay, so you're not going to read all the cards, right?
No, but it's telling you like how long to cellar it, what kind of food. So I think this is a great idea. We might take some notes from how they've done this for our flyers. Hey, Carl, for the inserts we put in for that you guys get with each offer that you put. got some down there too. We can start. I can just show you guys what we've got. We've got the 2018 Cab Sauv from Foreign Affair. We've got 2016 Petit Verdot. We saw that one. Yeah. We've got we'll have to find out what the bear is, right? What's with the bear? We've got 2016 Cab Sauv. That looks exciting. So like a 2018 and a 2016. Okay, what's this? This is the 2019 Amorosé.
Amorosé.
That's
that's interesting.
Like
by the way, I want to comment quickly on the white Pinot. It's warming up here, okay? And now that it's warming up a little bit, it's getting a little rounder. The acidity level feels like it's going down. So I'm having something a little bit more, a little bit less acidic. So it's changing. And yeah, and it is getting a little. Send one of the boys down here to grab the bottle.
It's okay. I can wait. That's the beauty with
so
you. You've got the whole bottle down there.
A little bit more on the pear on the palate as well. So the palate is connecting with the nose when it's warming up. So okay, it's just my little update. Yeah, really, really fun. It's changing.
That's great. So would you serve it? Would you serve it a little warmer, or do you just think it?
Depending on if I'm sitting on a warm patio with no food. If I have food, I will go with a little warmer. If I have like a dish, like a chicken breast or something. Okay, is it my turn or?
I think so. There were also two, Jackie Williams saying, can you send me that 2016 one? So the 2019 Chardonnay I have and a 2018 Anno Chardonnay. So two Chardonnays.
Oh yeah. They asked me what was my favorite grape when they said that, and I said Chardonnay. So they made me wine. Okay, so are you done with that box?
Yes, I am. I want to see yours. Let's go.
Okay. I just opened something and I just got Esther Creek. Okay, I just got a nice little letter from Esther Creek addressed to us, dear Carl. So I have a box here from Esther Creek. Esther Creek is located on the Golden Mile, on the south of the Okanagan. Esther Creek is well known for the Judge and well known for the Garment. So two of their flagship wines always, and the Garment was part of my top 10 wine. It was one of my revelations. It was one of the wine that I absolutely loved when I went tasting late last year. So anyhow, we have, another 2020 rosé. This is, no, the lighting is not cooperating. Anyway, the Cabernet Franc rosé here for Instagram likes it a little bit more. Rosé Cabernet Franc. I have the Characters 2019 Character. It's a rich blend of Syrah, Merlot, Petit Verdot, Cab, and Malbec. Okay, so a red blend.
And Clay's saying Hester Creek's one of his favorites. That's great to know, Clay. Thanks.
So I have the 2020 Pinot Gris Gewürztraminer, the Character White, and I have the Pinot Gris 2020. So yeah, that's the box from Esther Creek.
Fabulous. I got this box here. It is from another creek. Lots of creeks in BC, hey? Tin Horn Creek.
Oh, Tin Horn. There you go.
Okay, so I'll just nice point that I have here. Okay, so Tin Horn. Also, I think we get maybe more letters and things. Oh yeah, we get the text sheet probably.
There you go.
The text sheets because Carl likes to see those, so that's good. Oh wow, nice. Oldfield Reserve 2018 Syrah.
Okay. I know that Tinhorn Creek, because, okay, I'll be like bluntly honest, and Tinhorn Creek 12, 15 years ago was not my cup of tea. I've heard, and it was referred by Jesse Collins. Jesse Collins is the general manager at Black Hills Estate that we develop a fairly good relationship with. She is a lovely lady. And she said, Carl, you need to connect with Tinhorn Creek. They have lovely, lovely wine. And I'm sure, anyway, so that's where it's coming from.
And Sandra Oldfield's Oldfield series, that's probably their premium. Sandra Oldfield was the owner, right, for a long time before it got bought by, I think, Peller Estates, or who bought it?
Yeah, Peller bought Tinhorn Creek. Nice. 2018 Cap Franc.
Yeah. 2017 Merlot, Oldfield Reserve again.
Okay. So
Oldfield Reserve. So we're getting.
I know that Vicky is a used to be a member, a wine club member at Tinhorn. I'm not sure if she still is, but she always had. Oh, Roussanne. Okay.
The 2018 Roussanne Oldfield.
So they were just next door. They're just next door to Road 13, where they have some Rhone varietal grapes. So.
Hey, I have a Chardonnay.
Yeah.
Also a 2018. Okay, and I have a 2019 Sauv Blanc.
Is the wine as fresh? Is it cold or kind of room temperature? Cold. Yeah. Well, can you please crack open the Chardonnay?
Oh dear. Okay. I am happy to do that. My glass is empty, Carl. You know that.
Thank you. Crack that bad boy open. And I want to know what's coming out of that, because I'm really, and yeah, there you go. So this is Golden Mile. This is the Golden Mile fruit. So I'm always into, oh, this looks dark.
It is. It's a really golden.
How's the smell up there in there? Don't put the lid back on.
No, let it breathe.
Let it breathe.
Scared I'm gonna knock it over. There's so many bottles of wine on me.
Okay. My turn. I have a box here. Okay, that says from, so I'm going to Okanagan Falls, the neighbor of the Hog Vineyard at the BC Wine Studio. They are specialized in bubbly. This is Noble Ridge. Let's see what they sent. Woo! 2016, the one.
Woo!
That's the one who got 99 points from Catherine McEachern.
Jeez.
So we have here Noble Ridge Meritage. 57 Merlot, 43% Cap Sauv. I'm running out of space here in my little office, honey.
I got the same problem up here. I'll tell you about the nose of this Chardonnay.
Oh my God. 2018 Chardonnay.
Woo. This is where again? This is which Noble, right?
Noble Ridge.
So these guys are just down the road from where we were at BC Wine Studio.
That's what I just said. The Hog Vineyard at the BC Wine Studio.
So this was us at that vineyard, just a few hundred feet down from this Noble Ridge place. Okay. Exactly.
So here, we have a Chardonnay, a Meritage, and the one. And I would like to show that to our friend here on Instagram, because Instagram has been so good to us lately. Keep growing. We love them. So.
And I appreciate that Clay saying there's Noble Ridge is a sleeper of amazing wines must feature. So thank you.
There you go. Thanks, Clay. I always like your opinion on that kind of thing, Clay. Your words are greatly your advice are greatly appreciated. So Noble Ridge here. Oh my God, that bottle is so heavy. Yeah. Do you want to do another box, or you want to shut it down?
Oh, I'd have to walk across the room to carry more boxes. There's like.
Okay, I have one more. I have one more here. You okay if I do one more?
Yeah, do one more.
Okay.
Did you want to know about the Chardonnay? So this is the 2018 Tinhor Creek Oldfield Reserve Chardonnay from the Golden Mile. Okay, you already know it's a really nice color. The nose is beautiful. It's very pretty. I'm starting to be able to pinpoint why. I don't always know why, but I just know it's pretty. Okay.
Is there? How's the oak? Is it smell oaky, or it's? It
smells like a little bit like a really nice buttery toast or something like that, but it's also floral. It's also floral. Okay.
Okay.
That is so different than the last couple Chardonnays I've tried. Wow. I'm trying to, I'll have to bring it down for you, Carl. I'm trying to pinpoint like almost like a plummy kind of taste. I don't know if that's normal for you, but that's what comes to my mind.
I think I like the white Pinot a little bit more room temperature. It's more approachable. It's rounder. Interesting. Yeah. Okay, so here, this is from Ontario. I have Kakaba Winery. Okay, this is for Instagram. This is for Kakaba. This is the Wismer Vineyard Cabernet Sauvignon. They are in Vineland. So this is from Niagara Escarpment. So this is the Escarpment Silver Medal at the National Wine Award in 2019. Their 2017 Wismer Cabernet Sauvignon. Okay. I have 2019 Chardonnay. Unoaked Chardonnay. This from Niagara Peninsula. 2017 Merlot.
Casaba.
2019 Rosé, Rebecca Rosé.
Yeah, Mike's saying, yeah, Casaba.
Casaba?
That's what he's saying. He has a couple bottles in his cellar. Yeah. Have you been there, Mike, to Casaba? Yeah, Casaba, it makes sense. Casaba, like it's almost, maybe it's a foreign word or something like that. But yeah, Casaba.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm coming downstairs with this Chardonnay. I think it needs to be chilled more than it is, but it'd be interesting to see what you think.
Yeah. Two more for that box. Casab. Oh, Cabernet Syrah, 17 vintage. Okay. And the last one is the 2017, the Proprietor Block Syrah. There you go. So there's a 6-pack from Casaba Vineyard. They are located in Vineland, Ontario. So,
okay, so this is
Jesus, man.
This happens at our house all the time. I live here, remember?
You're supposed to be upstairs, not here, for God's sake. Another blooper.
You should see how he jumps. He jumps when I come around the corner upstairs sometimes.
Jesus Christ.
It's hilarious. I feel bad for you because sometimes you kind of
almost had a heart attack.
Yeah. Here. So I think we should do a blind tasting with Chardonnays for you.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, my heart is just like Jesus, Mary.
Sorry. Jeez.
Okay, have a sip of the white Pinot warmed up a little bit.
Warmed up, sure.
Okay, hopefully you guys don't share that part with anyone, okay?
Casaba is feature worthy. That's
thank you, Mike.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
It's so interesting tasting them side by side. My preference is this for sure, but it's it's so nice to city there. Have a great evening. Thanks. Jackie says boom.
So guess what? Yeah. Funny, Jackie. Funny. Okay, this is rich. This is really, really rich. This is too warm, though. I cannot wait. This is good. It's not over oaky, though. They're not over toasty. When I saw the color, I was kind of scared it's going to be super toasty from Toasty Barrel, but no. Yeah, there's a caramel in there though.
There's almost, it's almost I don't want to say bitter, but like there's a totally different feel to that Chardonnay.
But also lots of tropical fruit. This is a warm Chardonnay. Like when you put that side by side with Ontario Chardonnay, where there's a nice, crisp, fresh acidity, this is way more on the full body. This is more on the Napa Valley side. Definitely. It's oaky. It's buttery. It's rich. That's not funny. You guys stop that. You guys stop that.
I'm still laughing at you.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Oh, wow.
This actually happens to our kids. Our kids inherited the same thing. Sometimes they're playing, and I'll just walk in and say, "Hey," and they'll go like, "Oh!" They'll jump 3 feet in the air, like, "Wow!"
So, Marcel, you missed it. What was in the glass tonight? So
we had a white Pinot.
So here, Marcel. SpearHead Winery. This is a white Pinot Noir, beautifully made. So we're just I just did a recap of the SpearHead offer, and we just did a little bit of an unveiling. We came back from our 2 weeks vacation, but our 2 weeks in BC, and I have like 12 boxes of wine sitting was picked up by my neighbors. So anyway, so we just did a little bit of an unveiling. I had a box from Casaba here. I had a box from Esther Creek. We had a box also from Noble Ridge, and Mira had some Tenhorn Creek upstairs. Anyway, so, but in my glass, this is the white Pinot, really, really well made, really well made. Yes, the white Pinot has a little bit of barrel aging. Mira, if you would you be graceful enough to get me some technical notes from the white Pinot?
Well, we have okay, so it's a white Pinot's last chance to get this, right? So we know it's low RS. Do you want to know the barrels? Yeah. You want to know? Yeah. Okay. Here, let's see. So far, I don't think I have that. I'll see if they have it on their website. Let me check.
Okay, so Marcel says Casaba all the way. So I'm glad, Marcel, to validating Casaba, because we were looking at them as a potential offer. So yeah, it will be cool. By the way, Marcel, congratulations on the new launch of your Facebook group, the Wine of Niagara. These things are taking off like crazy. Any of our people who are listening to us right now, I want to know and like Niagara Wine, go check that out. These things are growing quickly. And so Marcel, one of the owner at Bellaterra and Poundview and Burnship Bay, so is involved with that Facebook group. So yeah, go check it out, because there's great, very great content on that Facebook group.
Yeah, and Gabor, I've got the answer here. So it says gentle whole bunch pressing with minimal skin contact gives the wine its pristine clarity. Naturally cold settled juice is fermented dry in small stainless steel tanks. So there's no
wood. There's no wood. Oh, that's funny, because when I taste it, I get that richness in there and that like really beautiful texture. So that took me to a, but I guess if you take the skin off, maybe we'll be too sensitive to wood. So it would make sense, though, to preserve the fruit, the authenticity of the fruit. It makes way more sense to go in stainless steel or in concrete with the white red like that, so you don't alterate the purity of the fruit with oak barrel. So now it makes a lot of sense, though. Makes a lot of sense. So anyhow, so it was a fun show.
So quick one, okay? Tell us exactly why this white Pinot is not going to be made again in the future.
Because of the hailstorm that they had in May of 2020. So the supply in grape is really, really, really small. So last year they did not make one. They saved the bit of grape that they have. to bottle enough of the single block, single vineyard. So that's why they took the grape from the white Pinot who were grown in the sallow block to make their red Pinot Noir. It's one of their flagship wine. It's one of the one that is the closest to Grant Stanley's winemaker. He loves that block of his own vineyard, so it's one of their favorite wine to make. So they took the grapes from the white Pinot. And moving forward, they don't say that they won't make it again, but years where the yield will be low, all these grapes are going to go into the red Pinot, the sallow block vineyard. So that's the reason why.
Because I think it takes a lot more grapes and a lot more work to make a white Pinot versus a regular Pinot. And that's another consideration, right, Carl?
That doesn't necessarily need more grape to make the same amount of wine, because the amount of juice are the same. It's just the skin, right? The skin won't produce the juice anyway. But if you split the quantity, let's say 2/3 goes into the sallow block red Pinot and 1/3 goes to the white Pinot. But when the crops are lower in not
because of the hail, yeah.
Oh, so now you need to choose where you put your supply and which bottling you put your supply, because it's single block. You can't say, "Oh, I'm going to go buy more wine, more grapes," because they keep the authenticity of that. So yeah,
that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, and I think that the single block and the single vineyard Pinots are really popular, right? So that's another consideration, I think, for the winery, is they're going to sell out of those single block Pinots every year. Yeah, makes it hard to say, okay, we're going to take half of it and make white Pinot,
that's the thing, right?
Which is trending. I think it's trending, but it's less well known. It's less popular, right? So
it's the flagship wine of the winery. So that's their business card, right? That's the one that they build their reputation on. So the Saddle Block versus the Golden Retreat, these are their two flagship wines. So yeah.
Fantastic.
So I think 6:25. So I'm starving now. I'm ready for dinner. Thanks everyone for joining us. It was another great show. We absolutely enjoyed that one. I'm gonna go put that Tinhorn Creek of the Old Field Series Chardonnay on ice to see what it's gonna give me in half an hour time. But in the meantime, thanks to my awesome partner up there. Thank you very much for the great show, Mira. You were absolutely awesome.
Thank you. Cheers, you guys.
Cheers. Thanks to everyone listening to us. And we're going to be back tomorrow. I'm having an in-person dinner in a little restaurant here in Calgary. We have 35 guests for a Black Hills dinner. So that's why it's been moved from Wednesday to Tuesday. But we're going to be back on Thursday as well to maybe taste one more wine from SpearHead, and moving on. And we're probably going to taste, there's many other things that we need to taste. So we'll do a full tasting show on Thursday. Not sure what I'm going to crack, but there's going to be some good stuff. A good mix on.
You know, we'll do some unboxing, and if there's certain ones you guys are curious about, please let us know in those posts, because we got a good 6 or 8 more boxes here. We'll throw those on the post.
Perfect. Well, that sounds good. So thanks everyone for joining us. You guys have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you on Thursday for another great wine tasting show.
Yeah, we're calling it Try It Thursday. Try It Thursday.
Yeah, I love it.
Tasting Tuesday, Wine Wednesday, Try It Thursday. I don't know. What should Friday be? I don't know. Anyway, cheers, guys.
Oh, Jean Denis. Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Too much French again. I know, right? Too much.
I forgot. J'ai complètement oublié. Hey, Jean Denis, j'ai commencé en français. Sacrifice. J'en ai fait au début. J'ai complètement oublié de revenir. Là, Jean Denis, je te mets en charge. Le prochain show, pendant le show, tu me fais un petit reminder. Carl, en français, s'il vous plaît. Un gros merci à tout le monde.
Carl, and I'm going to put the link right now. You were interviewed by some French media this afternoon.
Yes, French. I had an interview in French with a French wine station, a French radio station up in Edmonton.
Say it in French. Say it in French.
Oh yeah, en français. Je me souviens pas c'est quoi le nom, par exemple, d'une station de radio à Edmonton qui m'ont contacté ce matin, cet après-midi. J'ai fait une entrevue en français. Je suis juste en train de chercher le nom du vignoble. C'est Radio Cité FM.
Not the winery name, but the name of the wine. Yeah, not the winery.
Radio Cité. En tout cas, on a fait une entrevue d'une dizaine de minutes parler de Carl's Wine Club en français. Donc, Mira va faire le post présentement. Mais un gros merci de nous avoir écoutés. Tous nos amis du Nouveau-Brunswick, de Québec, du nord de l'Ontario, tout le monde en français. On vous apprécie. J'essaye d'en faire plus en français. Ça me sort souvent de la tête. J'oublie toujours quand je pars en anglais. Mais bon, Jean-Denis, maintenant, t'es en charge. Tu dois me rappeler de parler en français plus souvent. Un gros merci tout le monde. Thank you very much, all of you.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah, radiocité.fm. If you go there, we're the first thing on their website, Carl. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Thank
cheers.
you.
Have a great night.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.